Now that we've done a lot of work on the eyes and the nose, we're going to move down into the mouth. So, I am going to start off again with my Vine charcoal. And one thing you notice is that the top lip is facing down. So for the most part, the top lip is darker than the bottom lip. And the darkest place is the line where the two of them meet. So I'm going to start by adding in that center line, like that. This turns up a little right there. And this shadow sort of curls up at the corner of the lip like this and comes across. But this part stays relatively light until right about here. And then this side of the upper lip is really pretty dark all over. So I'm just going to kind of fill this in like that. Okay? Now because, again, that's kind of a small, a tight area, I'm going to go to my tortillon rather than my finger to blend that area in. Like so. Okay? And over here I'm going to start in that area. It's just a little, it's not quite a shadow, but it's a bit of a mid-tone. There's a little part right there that sticks up, and then there's some kind of textural lines, and then I'm just going to put a little faint tone over that, okay? And now we have this part of the lip which is darker than that part of the lip, showing that the face is rounding over. Now I want to take this corner just a little bit darker, and this one as well, and that pulls up right there a little, and then where the lips meet, it is pretty much black. It gets a little darker right here. And with that, I'm fairly happy with the top lip. The top lip, it doesn't curve this way, but the bottom lip definitely curves like this. It's like a cylinder on its side, okay? So it's going to be lightest through here, and then a slightly darker at the top and bottom, and then over here where the face is curving away this way. So I'm going to bring in my Vine charcoal, and I'm going to shade toward the top and toward the bottom. I'm going to kind of leave these areas a bit lighter. Alright, so I'm blending this in to make some texture, following the direction of the curve of the lip. Okay, and that's not bad. That's a good start. Put a little more tone over that. Now I need to hit this again and push that a little bit darker. So I get my tortillon. I'm going to add some more tone to this side. especially up there where the lips meet. Okay, now I need to hit this shadow area just to the left side of the lip a little bit more and right under there. And it's a smallish area, so I'm going to go in there again with my tortillon. Like so. There are some little ridges under the lip, between the lip and the chin. Those are a little bit unusual. I think she was tightening her face because she was nervous. I'm going to put those in there anyway. Like that with my eraser. And that edge got a little too dark, so I'm going to lighten that just a touch through there. Like so. Alright. Now, that stands out a little bit too much, so I need to go back in here and hit this core shadow. This area right in here needs to go a bit darker. So I'm going to scribble some on my scratch paper and start bringing in a little bit more dark down here. I'm going to just barely start to connect it with that shadow under the lip. I need to have a really crisp edge here, so I'm going to scribble my tortillon directly on the charcoal. Oh, whoops. Sometimes you get a little smudge from a little chunk of charcoal like that. It's really irritating, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. I'm going to hit this core shadow on the cheek a little bit more. Now you notice when I put that in, immediately this becomes reflected light. Okay, so now I've got a nice curve to the cheek there because of that shadow. Right? And next, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to add some texture to the eyebrows. If you look at the eyebrows, they have directionality, okay? They are going in the same direction, usually arcing back that way. So I'm going to scribble that in a little bit. And then I'm going to come back in with my tortillon and scribble it a little bit more. And build up that texture to fill that shape. So eyebrows, it's hair, so they don't have hard edges, right? That's why I'm doing it this way. I'm leaving a sort of a jagged edge on them because they are kind of soft. Again, unless you're drawing them on with a pencil, which I know some people do, but otherwise they tend to be softer like this, and there are no hard edges to them. Like so. And then we'll come back over to this side. Like that. And they get a little darker toward the bottom here. Or thicker, a little thicker toward the bottom center. And blend them out like that. And they will curl around the side of the face just a touch. Like so. That may have come down just a little too much. Trim that up just a bit. Go. Okay, and let me back up from those eyebrows and see how that looks. All right, not too bad. So let's pause there and we'll come back for the hair in a moment.